Yay, 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 yay. What's going on, good people of Tag? It's your boy, respectfully Solid. I am your host of Solid Ground. You see, here on Solid Ground, right? We here every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? On Solid Ground, this is a place where passion and success meet. You know what I'm saying? And not just that, but where passion and purpose come together. You know what I'm saying? And the stories unfold, you see, whether it's a love for unique shoes or a shoe collection, should I say, whether you're a serial entrepreneur, love to cook, or how music uplifts us. Through our segments, we'll explore a story of passion, right? Um, while we're exploring this story of passion, we're going to tap into three different key factors, right? So we're going to tap into the passion. You know what I mean? What created it, what got it going. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to tap into the journey. You know what I'm saying? And probably, figure out, where you might have hit some, where our guests have hit some type of challenges and how they got past it and what kept them going. You know what I'm saying? And then, the third part of the segment is the actual impact that it's had on not just them, but the people around them and maybe even their community. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of us, Tag is our community. I know for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't be outside. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in the house. After I go to work, I'll be in the house. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm in the house, I'm streaming. You know what I'm saying? And Tag is a community for me. So it's a big impact. And Solid Ground is here to do that. You know what I'm saying? So Solid Ground, this is where we bring that for you, right? So tonight, I got a real special show for y'all. I got a special guest. You know what I'm saying? And when my admin told me, you know what, man, look, he gonna need a whole hour. You hear me? He gonna need a whole thing. You know what I mean? That's like the plug tell you like you won't have the thing or you want the whole thing. I'm like, man, let me get the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So um our guest, so in this hour, we're gonna we're gonna explore everything about, you know what I'm saying, Hefe. You know what I mean? For y'all that don't know, man, Hefe is in the building today. And Hefe has turned his love for music and film and streaming into a successful career. You know what I'm saying? Making waves as a top badge on the app. We'll explore his journey, the challenges he faced, and the impact, his diverse passion has had on his life. You know what I mean? And the lives of others around him. So get ready to be inspired. If we don't do nothing else on this show right here on Solid Ground, you know what I'm saying? We give inspiration. You know what I mean? And for all those who do know me and know and have seen this show and the episodes that's coming, y'all know we pushing in a real fashion. You know what I mean? So before we meet our guests, let me tell you how I run it, right? So typically we be having two guests, but this time we ain't got two guests. You know what I'm saying? We got one. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to run this out, right? Halfway through the show, right? I got a special performance for y'all. So let's go ahead and let's tap in, and I'm going to bring up my guest. You know what I'm saying? So for all those who don't know, you about to get to know. And me and this brother, I done crossed paths with him a lot in different places, seen him all over the place, whether it's IG or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, on the app and other people's spots. Big Play Hefe, what's happening, big dog?
What's going on? What's going on? Respect and love
Man,
to
you
the
already
whole
know,
family,
man.
man. Happy
Slow
Sunday,
mo better
everybody.
than no mo. You
Already.
dig? So fam, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people that don't know who you is, fam.
I'm Big Play Hefe. You know, I've been a top badge. I came on the app 2020 at the end of September. I've been a top badge since March 3rd, 2021. Yeah, man, it's still an up and down journey. You know, no matter the status that you get on the app, every day is a new learning experience. You have to deal with people different, so you can never really learn everything about the app because different people are coming and you can't deal with everybody the same. Although the circumstances may be the same or look similar, but the people that surround the circumstances are different. Which you know what I'm saying. You have to. We'll get into that. You know, on how to maneuver all that. But you know, it's been an up and down journey. It's also I was in entertainment before I came into the app full time, so you know that's another thing that we're gonna talk about. You know, entertainment and how to separate your passion and be able to monetize your passion. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? Getting into other things
mm.
of the sort like that. So yeah, I've been here almost 4 years now. We like my 3 and 11 month mark in August. So
And
yeah,
you
I've
know
been
what? I
doing
ain't
it.
never heard nobody say separate your passion so you can monetize it. I like
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
that makes all the sense on earth.
We'll get into why because you know
That makes all the sense on earth.
it take a certain level of impact. Like certain times we may feel like people don't mess with our content, but it ain't what they're buying at the time. You gotta sometimes it's a difference in somebody like you know what I'm saying, rappers who rap just to be heard and rappers who rap to get paid. Sometimes just being heard enough without the money, you get your point across that might be satisfactory for some artists. Some artists don't care about making the point, they just want the dollar. You dig what I'm saying? So you have to really separate the passion from your, you know what I'm saying, from the way that you need to make your money if you want to monetize it, because everything that you may feel is good may not be selling. But we're gonna get to that too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this right here, y'all, this is the point where we tap into the passion. You know what I mean? So, Hefe, let's start by diving into your passion. Um, can you tell us about how you discovered your love for music and film, and what these passions mean to you? So let me start by asking this question right here. Right, what sparked your passion for music and film, and how did you discover these interests?
Me, I was always interested from singing on the church choir to playing the drums to doing reenactments of the Temptation and the Five Heartbeats at my family dinners and family gatherings and everything like that. Music was always a part of who I was. It was just on a level where it wasn't nothing outside of the extracurricular. If I was in church, I was on the drums and the choir. If I was at my family house, we watching Five Heartbeats. I'm pretending to be David Ruffin and Eddie Kane, putting on a performance, putting on a show.
Yeah,
Also, just reenactment, studying character, you know what I'm saying? Understanding what people's favorite characters are and like, okay, y'all like to see this, y'all laugh when y'all see this. So in turn reenact this because I like to entertain people. So it started right there, right? And then as you grow, you know, everybody we talk to right down in school, what you want to be. They give us all these career fields that they feel like
mhm,
kids are attracted to money. They a lot of times they might draw you away from what interests you to what sounds good to them as being it's like, well, yeah, but you need to go through something that's a little bit more secure. Have you ever thought about this? You know what I'm saying? But it was in me from
facts.
a youngin'. But you know, sometimes kids be discouraged because they may see how you point people in all other kind of directions for your vision for my life. So it's like that maybe, you know, can be discouraging to somebody who's at a younger age, right? So it wasn't until like, okay, well, you know how to talk, you know how to be persuasive, this and that and the third, you know how to write, you should be a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, lawyers, they make a couple 100,000, but at the end of the day, the older that I became, the more my passion was pulling me towards film and music, understanding how to write. But not only that, if it's in your heart to learn how to send a message and you know want to have an impact, you can learn how to do that through film and music too. It don't always have to be about entertaining people through vanity. You know, you can use it to send message because you have the power to use your vision and your ears. You know, the eyes and the ears are the gateway to the soul. So once you know that people are
Amen.
concerned about what they continuously see and hear, you know what better career field to go if you want to, you know, be able to send a message and, you know, inspire your folks through your success, through stories and everything. It's like the perfect medium to be able to use. So as I got older, it's like, oh, okay, well, now it's like to the point where I'm gonna have to take it serious and put some time behind it. You know what I'm saying? Just like going to choir practice or learning how to play the drums. It's like, okay, what I gotta do for this. So I end up well, my first journey was okay after I put political science and criminal justice down as a double major. I went to the Art Institute and learned about videography. Now, mind you, I was already doing a home studio type and invested in equipment and everything, moved to DC out the humbug. But now I'm actually going to school to get trained for videography because I want to learn how to shoot my own things. You know what I'm saying? Because going a step further, just let me know if I'm getting ahead of your questions. But going a step further,
Do you think?
once you learn, like you never really in control of nothing, and you never really in charge of nothing once you work for somebody. Appreciate that, Nikki. So you gotta own the company. But sometimes in order to learn the company, you have to do every job good enough so you can hire people to actually do the job. It's all you can't do it without a team, but it's also uh important to understand how a job gets done so you can be able to delegate
Yeah.
somebody in that position and not only be able
No,
to delegate them,
absolutely.
but understand when they're not doing it right. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Because I
absolutely.
know how to do what you do just because I don't put
Yeah.
the time in. I know when it's not being done right type. You know
It's
what
like
I'm saying?
it's like a football coach. He knows all the positions on the field. He don't
Right,
just
right,
know the quarterback. You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying? He got
right.
to understand what
Gotta
every
understand.
position does and what role they play. Facts.
Yeah, so the older I got, the more I started putting in real time and money behind what I said my passion was. You dig what I'm saying? Basically, just to
Uh-huh.
answer your question, it's like because people can say that, oh yeah, I want to do it, but man, when you sacrificing and you going against the grain of the people closest to you because they don't really see it as a respectable career field. I can say I come from a southern Christian home where they
Uh-huh.
believe entertainment is the devil. You know what I'm saying? That's how they
Yeah.
speak on it,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo,
Speak
what's
the
going
facts.
on,
Yeah.
Lord? So it's like, hey, so it's like, oh, they're not gonna be supportive in my pursuit of
Ain't no
this.
support.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this by myself, type. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
you know what? You know what, Hefe? I got a musical background too. You know what I'm saying? I rap. And to be honest with you, for some folks, it can it like for me, it was bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I was I had the perception of a rapper, and back when rap came out, I've been in the rap since I was 6 years old. I'm 41, so I seen the '80s. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
for me, rap was like you had to be a real participant of the streets.
Right,
Those were
right,
the only ones who was taken seriously.
right, right.
So I grew up involved in that and ended up, being in a lot of trouble behind this. And
Right,
I was more locked in a cell than I was locked in a booth.
right,
You know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying? So for
Exactly.
some people it does. And in today's world, although I still love rap, because a rap, I ain't gonna never stop being a rapper. I just do it for a different cause now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I do it on here, on the app. I rap for the app. Outside of that, I don't look at it as a career any longer. You know what
Man,
I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna piggyback off that on what you said about basically it's trying to show that transparency through your craft, right? Because that's where it was going back in the days. Everybody like the platforms were controlled. You dig? It wasn't just log into your phone, do this, do that. Like man, you had to go through radio, you had to go through the news. There wasn't no other platform, so that's why it wasn't a lot of rappers and artists being birthed because the way that they had it on lock. It was real. It was gate kept. Now they have the algorithm, but people can still have the freedom that they want to. You know what I'm saying? Do their thing, but we're gonna get back to the transparency of the hustle. You know what I'm saying, man? You dig what I'm saying? We're gonna talk
Yeah,
about
yeah, I feel that. So now tell me this, right? How has your passion for music and film actually influenced your
it.
personal and professional life?
Oh man, I think in the pursuit of to answer that really in depth, in pursuit of what I really wanted, I just had to break down my mentality and get it back because I really started pursuing film and music after I got out of the Air Force. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
When I came
you was in the Air
Yeah,
Force.
I
You
was
was
in
in the
the Air Force.
military.
So I came home and I was just hustling. But I was hustling, and I ain't gonna even get into the level I'm hustling because that's a whole nother. You'll need a whole nother hour for me to talk
No,
about.
another hour,
But
man.
at the same
We
time,
gonna you know
just know
what?
that the money was plenty, and it wasn't no lack of choice. I could really just move around and do what I want to do. I had that type of
Huh?
luxury because I had already been around the world and I knew people, and I was able to connect my resources and create a demand in the area where I was at that didn't have a demand or didn't have the resources. So by that, I was living large. You dig what I'm saying? So
Yep.
in the midst of that, the sacrifice that I had to make when I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast was going back to what you saying, I changed my whole way of living because we could try to be transparent. We could try to be peer pressure. We can be hustlers. You know what I'm saying? But it's a stage where you have to go from a hustler to an entrepreneur to a businessman. Those are levels. It's like going from a boyfriend to a fiance to a husband. It's different levels that you go through it. So it's like you can only hold on to the title of a hustler for so long. You know, when we hustle to survive. When you get there on the point where you want to thrive, then you try to, you elevate your game from a hustler to an entrepreneur because you're trying to
Talk
put
about
things
it.
together on a legitimate front. But then when you go from an entrepreneur to a businessman, then you don't put it together, workers, brands, all these other things. So it comes to a point where you have to grow. And then that growth takes sacrifice, so I had to sacrifice my status from the streets. I had to sacrifice,
Mm.
or in order to really put my 10,000 hours or better into something every day, I had to put all my energy over this. I couldn't tell myself, well, I got to hustle so I can do this. It's like, man, I can't even afford to go try to make that money. Like, I
Come
got to
on.
just wait on the opportunities because by me doing that, it's going to take my energy away from my grind. I got to be about this 24/7. You dig? Because you could tell yourself that you hustling to make something happen, but it don't come without sacrifice. One thing about it, you put in that work, it's gonna be an opportunity that's gonna hit, and you're not gonna have to compromise yourself. You know what I'm saying? But if you're trying to figure it out and you scared to make the sacrifice, it's never gonna come like how you want it to
You
come.
gotta trust the process.
You gotta trust the process. You know what I'm saying? So it comes with that
Hey.
sacrifice. So I had to sacrifice that, man. Listen, I could go wherever I want for weeks, do this at the time. Now I'm come back to living minuscule, you feel me? Over here putting thousands of dollars into short films that ain't making me no money, compromising the way I eat. Sometimes at the end of the month, I'm holding on to money for weed and this and that to the first drop to when my
That part.
VA recharge me up, do this, do that. But it's like, okay, this gonna lead to something. So how
And you
much
know what?
do you really got in order to continue to pursue that, even when you feel like it's not getting you the results that you want? You know what I'm saying? Because most of the things we do for content, you do it so you can get a check. You don't do it to make the money. You do it so hopefully somebody can see you and you can make money in the future. You don't do it for the instant gratification right now. So, but all that stuff costs you to create. Especially the bigger you doing. Like, I'm not doing skits off my phone. I got a whole crew of people that's filming for me, that's doing this, that I got to buy licenses for, that all these things I got to feed and everything. So this costs money. And guess what? Only thing I'm happy with just 10,000 likes and 100 shares, and I still ain't found out how to make the money yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm just over here, trying to get my weight up so I can get my followers up, so I can get
Yeah.
subscribers on my platform and this. And I done put 4 minutes into a
Bro.
short film that's cost me $7,500. And I'm
After-
like, dang.
After chasing a rap career, I was chasing a tattoo career, and I'm still involved in tattooing. Let me tell you that I was working at a warehouse, and I worked for this Freemason. You know what I mean? A white guy, Casey Miles, whose career was building $500 million computers for the government and turned to making liquor now. He opened a business to make liquor. So this man saw my grind on the tattoos on my days off, and this is my boss, one of the owners, and he like, hey man, I see what you're doing, because we followed each other on Facebook. He like, I see what you're doing. He said, and we don't pay you enough to drive that. I had pulled up in the lack, all that, you feel me? He said, man, always remember that your side hustle supposed to become your main hustle. Bro, my boss told me that, that I quit within like a week because I knew I had to dedicate all my time to tattooing if I was going to really make some money. I was making more money in 3 days than I was making in 2 weeks at my job. You know what I'm saying? So it made sense.
It didn't start off like that at first.
No,
You
absolutely didn't.
You had to decide, like, man, whatever, I'm going down behind the fact that I'm about to put everything behind this. And you got to make up your mind. Nothing can shake you. Your girl can't shake you. Your mama can't shake you. Nothing. And guess what? All those people close to you going to try to shake you.
I just talked about this yesterday.
Their opinion going to be opposite of what you want. And that's just the universe testing you, telling like how bad you really want this. Because guess what? Your girl gonna trip on you. Your mama gonna trip on you. Everybody that you know who you feel like gonna support gonna not support you. So how bad do you really want it? And that's what you gotta think about.
When I tell you that right there, what you just said right now is exactly what happened. When I wasn't going to work and I was tattooing, what? My kid's mother was like, "You what?" I said, "Yeah, I'm tattooing full time." Are you serious? Oh my God! Oh, you don't believe? All right, yeah. And that's one of the key reasons why I separated myself completely.
Mhm. And
You know what I
it
mean?
comes that period of separation where you got to go through solitude, bro. Like, let me tell you this. Before I
Absolutely.
got my first short film off, all the opportunities came my way, when I told people, I was like, man, I'm going to California. I'm going to LA. Like, bro, listen, I got an uncle that's like an hour outside the city in San Bernardino County. Now, mind you, I'm putting all this
Huh?
together. I'm calling like, I'm moving to California, but I'm gonna be going to the film school, because I was doing my own running around. So I'm like, he was like, why you want to come here? People come off the plane every day, think they're gonna come and do this, do that. You need to be where you at. You need to stay where you at. Now, this is my uncle. Only thing, and I ain't even asking for a free ride. Like, nigga, I pay you. I get compensated by the VA every month. But just the simple fact that he was talking like that, now I don't even want to be in your house. You know what I'm saying? So this what I did, bro. Like, this is real shit. I went to a VA. I went to the VA, a VA dormitory for veterans who didn't have nowhere to stay. Right? You know what I'm saying? And mind you, I'm getting slack from my mama because they don't believe in entertainment. Like, oh, you supposed to be a lawyer and a judge. Now you want to go and make movies and do this and do that, do that. Like, boom. So don't nobody really support what I'm doing, mind you. And then I left the streets because I'm like, man, I'm about to stop doing what I'm doing and really get into something that's gonna make me a whole bunch of money, right? So I ain't talking, man. I ain't answer my phone. I ain't talking to my mama, my brothers, my aunties, dog, to the point where everybody came to LA to check up on me. But now when they
Yo,
come to school 7, 8 months later, I'm running the whole school. I got the whole block. I got the whole school from the director moving to
yo,
the beat. Everybody, man, they rolling out the red carpet treatment for my family because they believe in my potential of who I'm say I'm going to be so much. And my short films taking off to the point my family started looking at me like, hey, maybe this boy can.
oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now I started getting the calls, all the follow up, like, you okay? You need some? You this? You that? But
bro,
before they
Nikki
even
didn't tell me we was gonna need a part two. We gonna need a part two. Real quick though, let me just plug the show in. If y'all just tapping in, welcome to Solid Ground. I'm your host, respectfully Solid. In the box right now, my guest is Hefe, Big Play Hefe. And Big Play Hefe just told us about his passion for music and film, y'all. Now I know y'all on the edge of y'all seat like I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's plenty of folks out here that are entrepreneurs in themselves and can actually relate. You feel what I'm saying? So
right, right.
now we gonna tap into the journey, bro. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We're gonna tap into the journey. I want to hear about this journey, right? So let's discuss the journey and of pursuing your career in music, right? And the challenges and maybe even the milestones you may have hit. So, what challenges have you faced in your music and film career, and how have you overcome them?
All right, right. Just being open minded. You know what I'm saying? Understanding your passion and understanding, when to monetize things and when to, give people things for free. Understanding the balance of that. Like, all right, so let me tell you, when my music first started jumping off as far as like some just Facebook, this and that, you trying to, nobody don't know you doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody had knew me from being this little smart nerdy kid who know how to get money. I ain't even tell nobody outside my family that I was moving to LA. So when I pop up with my YouTube videos and music and everything that's jumping, okay, it got a little following, right? But then I was always well written, well spoken. You know what I'm saying? In school, everything was all good. So one thing that bothered me, the first thing was that everything was jumping so quick, so fast, that when I wanted to tell my mama, like, hey, look, I'm going crazy on Facebook, they sharing it, now my YouTube getting up. And my mama, she saved in the church, so she like, oh, I ain't listening to that. I heard like the first 10 seconds she was cussing me. I was talking to me. So I ain't really listen to it. I cut it off. I don't listen to that. So she was like, but if you want to write something for me to listen to, write something without all that profanity. You don't have to cuss to get your point across. You can still be
Mm-hmm.
cool, and then I
Mm-hmm.
listen to it. You know what I'm saying? You know how mamas is. So I'm like, all right. So I wrote this
Right.
song called Homecoming. You know what I'm saying? No profanity. I really wrote it with my mom in mind. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But at the same time, when I wrote it, it was so impactful because I still gained the support of all my peers, but now I got a whole nother crowd, older, 40, 50, that could listen to mine. It sound like it ain't nothing crazy going on. So it's like
Let's
now,
go.
Shannon, they want me to come to the, you know what I'm saying? They inducting the teacher into the Hall of Fame. So they want me to come and rap it at the Hall of Fame because I done mentioned a couple of teachers in there that don't got no profanity. So I started
Yo.
appealing to a wider group, and I still knew how to get my point across. So I took that and
All right.
started taking it in my writing because my first short film is like, okay, let me tell you you about my first short film I ever did, and I sent everybody the links who want the links. It was called South Central Carolina. It's like one of my stories. My story from coming from South Carolina to South Central. So mind you, I'm
Right.
in my first month. I'm in my first month of film school. They taught a subject called transmedia. They haven't taught us how to use the camera, how to film nothing. But you know, in the course of networking, talking to your classmates, you see who did, you talk who, oh, you done worked on something before, you this, you that.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm coming fresh into it, but I got a whole bunch of ideas and I'm a leader. So if somebody tell me that they've been working on something and they got a resume, all I'm thinking is like, yeah, well, you could come be my cameraman. You know what I'm saying? That's how, because if
Right.
you got
Right.
experience,
Right.
I already got the idea. I'm not waiting till I finish these classes to do nothing. If you know how to do this, you know how to do this. Like, nigga, we about to get to working this weekend type. You know what I'm saying? So really, so when I'm here and I'm putting together my network, because I understand how important conversation and networking is, and I got the idea already. I'm already having them on go. Tell them I'm gonna drop them off a little bit of money and I'm about to feed them, because everybody want to have a reel, something that they can show so they can go get a job. So if you want to be a cameraman, nigga, I got this idea. You can help me shoot mine. You can got a reel to show off, and I got this and that and the third going on, and we both, you know, one hand washes the other type thing.
Yeah.
So when I put together my first short film in my first month of film school, and I got to go to the sixth floor. Cause you go to the sixth floor when you want to rent out the big auditorium, so you could do a what you call it, a red carpet, a preview of your short
Uh-huh.
film. So when I'm going up there, they see my badge, they run my number, like, you in month one. Like, you got a short film already? I'm like, yeah, I got one put together that I made with a couple of people in my class. So then you go get the director, and he's like, he did the same thing. You in month one, and you want to rent the auditorium and do short film? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, you got to let me see it first. I was like, well, it don't say that. I was like, show me where in the room that, show me where, because y'all said that I had to be a student. Y'all didn't say that I had to be a student for a couple amount of months or nothing. It don't say that. All it says is that I need to go up the chain and get this permission. So why is the guidelines being changed for me? Because you feel like it's too early for me. I don't want to show my project to nobody. And are you gonna let me rent this auditorium or not? You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
got to stand up. You got to stand up for what you believe in. Now, me telling them
Absolutely.
that, being in my first month, they looking at me like, who the fuck this nigga think he is? But at the same time, they gonna respect my ambition as an artist. You know what
Hey,
I'm
the
saying?
passion.
Like,
Y'all got to excuse us. Chris, don't kill me. The passion is real up in here,
my
Chris.
bad, my bad. But they looking like, who do he think he is? But then they gonna respect how I'm coming as an artist. So guess what that made them do? That made them, nah, I really want to come see
Right.
what he got going on. You know, he had the guts to come up here and do this rent, and then he talking to me like that. So it's like, okay, they let me rent the studio. And then, you know, we sat out, we presented it, we sat on the stage in the little chairs, they asked their questions and everything like that. And they gave us some great critiques, you know what I'm saying? And they often
Right.
told us they were surprised about what we can do being in our first month. They definitely gave us kudos to that, but that's when they was letting me know, like, hey, you need to get more deeper with your writing. The same thing my mama told me. They told me about appealing to a a larger audience, using less profanity, learning how to write to be, you know what I'm saying, more spread
Yeah.
out. So I think that was the first challenge. But then I had all eyes on me. So now when you got eyes on you, your expectations rise. You know what I'm saying? So not only did my
Absolutely.
expectations rise from my peers, it rose from the people who was in charge of the school, because now they're giving me more leeway. But this is what you got, the same thing as being your local neighborhood dope boy, and you got people
Uh-huh.
who always coming and complaining to you, and after they complain to you, they ask you to borrow something. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with film and everything else. When you the one that's making
Right.
things happen, somebody always got an idea and they always need you to help them
Uh-huh.
work on something. When you the one with the motion, so you get that, it's like everywhere you go,
And
you
they
become a
always got
problem
an
solver.
opinion on how you should do stuff, and they ain't
Right,
involved in none of it. They
right.
ain't never even tried themselves.
So it's
Yeah.
always a constant part of the conversation. So I think, like, within that, my passion started to open up. And once somebody, the greatest advice that I ever got was somebody told me, like, hey, you in Hollywood, you need to try to talk to 100 people a day. 100 new people, and out of those 100, maybe you'll find 5 or 6 that may be useful. Some days you'll come out with a conversation and you ain't talking to nobody useful, but you gotta try, like, this networking. Like, out of 100, you're gonna at least get one. You know what I'm saying? So you need to challenge yourself, because guess what? By 15 or 20 people, 10 o'clock in the morning, you probably don't even want to talk to nobody else. You feel what I'm saying? But you
Yeah.
gotta, like, man, I got 85 more. You know what I'm saying? I'm a run into something. Somebody could be some use to me. You dig that? But that work ethic, let me tell you what that work ethic did. When I talk about milestones, this what that work ethic did. Man, I used to be to school, like, my classes wasn't to 8:30. Man, I mean, I'm at school in the parking lot at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, I'm up there at 6 because I'm a hustler, and I was boosting weed. But this the thing about it. I'm boosting weed. I used to get to school early, and it was so many people who wanted to smoke. Dispensaries wasn't open. You know what I'm saying? They ain't have no way to spend their money. We all artists. I done sat here and talked to y'all for days. So now I'm showing up. I got me a pound of weed. So now I done made $400-500 in 2 hours before because people getting off work. They showing up early. The dispensaries ain't open. This and that.
And your determination of getting up early and getting to it. The early bird gets the worm, man.
To it. And I would have never known that amount of money would be available if I wasn't up early, just as early as them. You know what I'm saying? So me being a hustler, I'm like, dang, all y'all up early and ain't none of us got no weed. Next time I show up here, I'm gonna have me a pound. I'm gonna just do this every morning but you gotta take
Keep
that
in mind, y'all, it's legit in California. It's
it's legit in California. You know,
it's not a crime. It's all legitimate.
I'm gonna let you know what that lead to. Because guess what? Instructors show up to school early to set up too. So they always see me every morning. And then when all the students leave, they see me enter, they working. So guess what? Before you pull up, I'm here. Then when you going home, I'm still over here.
The first one there and the last one to leave.
As a student, so that's gonna have them put their ultimate trust in me. So that's how I got my first job. Like my first movie that I ever wrote, like feature film that I ever been in. It was because of my instructor who seen my dedication and determination at school. She saw me,
teach you everything they need you to learn. They're gonna teach it to you.
Right. That's why she called me. Who you is. She called me 3 times on a Sunday, and I was in church. And she called me. I looked at my phone. What they want? Exit. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to the reverend. Call me again.
Right.
Like, man, why is they calling me on a Sunday? Exit again. The third time, walked up, man, put my hand up, walk out the side. I was like, yeah. She was like, hey, my friend is on the casting. She's a casting director. They're doing this movie with Warner Brothers. I need you to go over there now. I already told her about you and your work ethic. You need to get over to Burbank right now. Right there, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I be telling people. It don't matter what kind of talent you got. Most of the time, your opportunity is gonna come from people that you know. You're not always gonna get in the door off your talent. You know what I'm saying? Just because my teacher didn't put me in the movie, but her friend did. But guess what? My teacher had to see me as reliable for her to even make that recommendation to her friend. So it's not always the person that you see that's gonna bless you.
You gotta walk in the light of what you're trying to be.
That's a fact.
That's how people gonna notice you. Now look, check this out, right? Let me plug this in, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all on solid ground. You know what I mean? We got Hefe in the box. Listen, this is gonna require a part 2. But right now, check this out. I got something real special for y'all right now. Now we here every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure if y'all new to the stream, y'all fave me up and y'all fave Hefe up too. You know what I'm saying? Get to know us. You know what I'm talking about? Because this is where you're gonna find inspiration and these stories of passion and purpose coming together. Y'all hear it. You know what I'm saying? But now I want to ask my special guest, Miss Poetry Is Her, to request the box. And you know what I'm saying? Bless us with some of that fine poetry. So coming to the box, this wonderful, beautiful sister. Poetry is her. Is she. Poetry is she. I apologize. I'm reading kind of hard. How you doing? Welcome.
Well, good evening. How are you guys doing?
We doing amazing. As you can tell, you know, we got a wonderful guest in the box, top badge, Hefe, you feel me? And we're discussing his passion. And I know you got a passion as well for poetry.
I do.
Listen, when I first heard you, I was like, I got that. I got to have some more. I got to have some more of her poetry. You know what I mean? So the floor is yours, love.
I appreciate it. Thank you. For all of you all who don't know me, and I'm sure it's a lot because I don't be moving around this app like that. I am Poetry Is She. And as Respectfully Solid said, I do have a very, very, very deep passion for poetry. It's more than a passion. It's who I am at this point. And to, just to go along with the theme of the show, passion and purpose, the piece that I'm going to do for you guys this evening, I was actually inspired to write after watching Across the Spider-Verse. So I am a huge nerd when it comes to Marvel comics and DC comics. And I took my kids, I have 11-year-old twins, a boy and a girl, to go see Across the Spider-Verse when it at first came out. And my twins are also on the spectrum. So doing things like going to the movies can be a little difficult for them sometimes, but they still enjoy doing it. So I'm not going to deny them of that. We went to the movie, and when I tell you, these kids were so engrossed and trapped and intrigued and just stuck at what was happening on the screen. And it took me a minute to realize why they were so into it. They've seen cartoons before, they've been to movies before, but what was so special about this one? And it was that they were able to see themselves on TV. You know, there's a superhero that looks like my son. Their age difference isn't that much. And as I'm watching them watch this, and me too, I'm also watching the movie as well because it was really, really good. I can't help but think Miles, the Spider-Man character in the movie, who is Black and Puerto Rican, at the end of the day, he was still a Black kid. You know, he was still a Black kid, and all the things that he had to go through as a Black kid that we don't get to see in the Marvel universe. But as a parent of Black child, I see every day. I felt that that portion of his story needed to be told, because without that, we don't get what we got with him. So the name of this poem is called Miles. He was just a 14-year-old kid from Brooklyn, Black dad, mom's Puerto Rican. So he's just trying to find where he fits in. I mean, you've probably seen him on the Benson Avenue subway going to go kick it with his Uncle A. On his feet, black, red, and white retro J's, headphones on, shoes untied, minding his own business, green jacket over a red hoodie. Yeah, that fits the description. Remember, mommy said, chin up, hood down, head always on a swivel, so not to be mistaken for a drug dealer or some other criminal, because I got to make it home tonight. Them Jamaican beef patties from the Caribbean corner store are good, but they ain't worth dying for. And in the hands of hands that look like mine, they could be more deadly than a benign bag of Skittles, because they shoot first and ask questions later. And the victim becomes the villain, all because of the melanin in his skin. Same thing happens over and over and over again. Justice refusing to step in, too blind to see our little Black boys being robbed down of their innocence and gunned on these streets by the same people who swore to protect them. But instead, that badge puts their freedom in a chokehold, not letting up, never letting go. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. He can't breathe. And that 14-year-old kid from Brooklyn sits on his fire escape and listens to the screams that resonate through the alleyway, wanting to escape, but with nowhere to go. Hopelessly drowning in his own tears out of fear that he won't see 15, since being Black in America is a liability. The moment he was born, society slapped a label on his chest like a permanent hospital visitor sticker to constantly remind him of that fear that he don't belong here and his days are numbered. Hello, my name is thug, gangster, deadbeat, broke down, ghetto, hood rat, hoodlum, words used in painting his portrait to depict a bad guy, while the kingpins are pinned to be the city savior because they think they can make America great again. They have used knowledge as a prowler to steal our dignity. With knees on our necks, their finger on the trigger, only 7 pounds of pressure between our last breath and their acquittal. And this 14-year-old kid from Brooklyn is just supposed to sit here and take it? Lean into the idea that his life ain't worth saving? Forget their expectations. I am tired of being told that I'm not enough. I'm angry. You're damn right. I'm angry that our ancestors' shackles were traded for handcuffs. This skin that I was born in will no longer be my curse, but my blessing. Everybody keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go, but nah, I'm gonna do my own thing and draw myself as the hero. Marvel me. That 14-year-old kid from Brooklyn finally took things into his own hands because they were safer there. And that is how his origin story began. Before he was bit by a spider, he was just a 14-year-old black kid from Brooklyn named Miles who wanted to live. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. That was powerful. That was powerful and full of passion. You hear what I'm saying? I really appreciate you coming through and blessing us with your poetry. You know what I mean? Gonna be at you again. Okay. When you give us some space, I appreciate you coming through in the clutch though.
Absolutely. I got you. Thank you all. Take care.
Yay, if y'all just tuning in, check it out. This is Solid Ground. I'm your host, respectfully Solid. Y'all see what we just had going on right there, right? Poetry is she. Y'all make sure y'all fave her. Stay tuned. Follow her on IG, all the extras. Now, we finna tap back in with Big Hefe right here. Check it out, Hefe. So, Hefe, let's get into, because man, we definitely gonna have to run a duck. Yeah, stay tuned for part 2. We're gonna have a part 2. We got to. We need it. I'm pretty sure everybody out there agrees as well. Because I know I can't get enough of hearing, you know, what you got, the game you got to give us, man. And jewels you dropping. It's definitely inspirational. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's a lot more that you want to share with us. And I'm definitely going, you know, set that aside so we can come back and really, really push. But now let's tap into this is the continuation of your journey, right? So let's dive deeper into your journey, bro. What has kept you motivated during the tougher times in your career?
The thing that kept me motivated is understanding my process and also understanding, like, when you do your research, because it comes to a point, whatever career field we in, even when you want to go to medical school, guess what? You're going to research doctors and surgeons who came before you, who made strides in the same thing, people who were trying to do the same thing you're trying to achieve, right? So when you have respect for whatever craft that you're putting your time and energy in, when you start reading people's success stories and you don't just look at the glitz and glamour, but the years before they became who they became, and be like, oh, okay, they went through this, so I don't too much feel bad. They was homeless too, you know what I'm saying? Before they hit their big break, they had a little this wasn't working out, this and this. So now it kind of calms you, because most people, when you look at the journey, you feel like it's all like this, like, okay, I just do this, I do that, and it works out well. Like, you don't know the circumstances people be fighting. So that's why I be telling people, like, don't never be ashamed of your journey, because I get more inspiration and help finding out that it was people who been through what I've been through before they got where they was. So why, when I'm going through mine, I want to be ashamed because I ain't fitting into the status quo of social media showing every perfect part of my life. So I find comfort in my journey knowing that, okay, all right, they've been through this. Tyler Perry been through this. Taraji Henson been through this. Denzel been through this. These people have been through these same things I'm going through before they made it. So that's why I find comfort in to just continue to go on. You know what I'm saying? Not understand. It's like, oh, okay, you know.
That's a jewel. Finding comfort in your journey.
Right.
that is that I mean, look, that's amazing, right? So how do you continue to innovate and keep your performances fresh and exciting?
I mean, you got to be an empath, man. Like I'm saying, like you could tell your story, but you got to learn how to communicate to the crowd that you're talking to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not all about, it's about you, but your message do no good if you talking over people's head. You know what I'm saying? Your thing do no good if people don't understand where you coming from. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be able to speak to people. Like, when I speak, it don't matter. I could be on the block in the hoodie talking to the homies, or be at the state house full of politicians and senators, no bandana, and I'ma still fit in. I know the language. I know how to speak.
In other words, make it relatable to everyone. Your story.
In order
Find
to
a
be
way to make it
relatable,
relatable.
in order to be relatable, you got to have empathy, because you may not be in the same position as the people you talking to, but if you feel where they coming from and you understand it, then you gonna know how to communicate it to them. You know what I'm saying? So just look at what happened to so many of our entertainers after years of success. They lose touch and they forget how to talk to us. And now you become so rich to all you doing is talking rich stuff to us, stuff we don't understand. But when your journey to get on top, you was so relatable. You was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You was hustling like me. So I felt that. Now you done
Yo,
been Jay-Z for 15 or 20 years. It's like, man, what are you talking about, man?
yo.
Talking about, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like never losing that. That's why you read in my status, it's like, man, I'm always staying in the trenches. If I stay in the trenches, I don't never have to worry about getting out of touch because I'm frontline right here with you.
That part.
Even though I got the status to be in the penthouse every day riding foreign, like man, I'm still out here walking frontline with you. What's up? Put my hoodie on because I'm
Facts.
all. That's how I get my respect from the people that follow me.
Uh-huh.
Because they gonna have more respect for you when they see you doing the things that you preaching about.
Yeah, from the root to the fruit.
In
You know what I'm
fact,
saying? From the root to the fruit. That's 100, man. Look, if y'all just tuning in, you know what I'm saying? This is solid ground. You know what I'm saying? We here every single Sunday on the Tag Dat at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got Hefe in the building, top badge Hefe. And he just been dropping jewels after jewels after jewels with us. You know what I mean? So we heard about the impact. You know what I'm saying? We heard about his journey. You know what I mean? So it's very important that when we are like what I just got from that is that you know how you could say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. You know what I'm saying? Right? Or you could make it more relatable by saying, hey, you know what? Bro, look, I eat an apple every day, and I ain't seen a doctor in years. You know what I'm saying? Same message, different way to deliver it to make it more relatable to everybody. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. So now, let's talk, bro. Let's talk about the impact, right? Let's talk about the impact that your work, you know what I'm saying, including your role as a top badge on this app, right? So let me ask you, how do you think your work as a top badge on Tag influenced the streaming community and aspiring content creators?
uh, man, when you the symbol of success, when people associate you for what they feel like success should be, especially when they haven't experienced it themselves, it kind of gives them something to shoot for. I think everybody needs something to shoot for, right? You know what I'm saying? So being number 6 overall in the app, being able to accomplish what I was able to accomplish in less than 4 years in the wide scope of things, you'll be like, okay, he's had a successful streaming career. People may not have agreed with everything it took to get there, but from the journey to A to B, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna end up spelling success out. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just me also being familiar with entertainment before I got here, as far as the acting and everything, understanding that sometimes success is a long journey, and even with Tag, it's a long journey, man. I mean, a long LONG and lone LONE, because you'll be by yourself. And one thing about evolution is gonna have you go through a period of solitude. When you level up, you're gonna break away from people that you saw every day until you be by yourself, and to the point where you elevate around the people that you're supposed to be around. But I feel like a lot of people feel like that is changing up, but you can be with somebody every day and be growing apart because
Absolutely.
y'all ways of thinking are so different. You dig what I'm saying? So you can see this way, I see this way. You got your own path, even though we in the same spot together, we steady growing apart. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you go your own way, a real true friend should be happy for you that you finding your groove and being this and that and the
Absolutely.
third. But somebody else gonna feel robbed by the fact that they're not involved with what you got going on. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to deal with that. You have to deal with the close friends. But this the thing about it. Time can bring all that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you take the human emotions out of it, you know what I'm saying, and everybody start paying attention and grinding and paying attention to what they want, you'll find your way back together, especially if
Because
it's pure. Because even you can have war with your enemies, and you'll come to a point where y'all have to work with each other for the sake of saving both of y'all.
come on.
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on.
That just real talk.
Come
Like, I
on.
don't like you, you don't like me, but we caught in this position right now where we got to work together to for the greater good of us both. So what I feel
Very
like
true.
our attitude to being disrespected, we got to do, or what we feel may be disrespect, we got to work on our reaction to these things. You know what I'm saying? Because usually our race, when it comes to business on a large scale, they don't like something about you, they're ready to burn the house down. I done
Mhm.
seen people from all different other type of ethnic backgrounds on the highest level of business. They might hate each other to the point, but for the public, in the public eye, they gonna shake hands, they gonna smile, and they gonna make sure the business taken care of. Black folks call that being fake. Oh, you fake.
In the business, the thing is that when it comes to business, your background don't really count.
Right.
None of that actually count. If Walmart was worried about people's background shopping, they wouldn't make no money.
Right. So
If
that's
they
where
was
I think
checking
that
people's background at the door, they wouldn't make no bread.
I think that's like one of my biggest disconnects is what, like, when it comes to me moving on tag, I'm so unemotional and logical and be about my business that if you around here playing around, you probably ain't gonna see it the way I see it until you start taking it serious.
True.
But you may have criticized me when you was less serious because I was so serious about what I was doing.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I thought different than how you was thinking. I seen you around here, ha ha, he, and the only time I'm laughing is when you feel me, barely to the business going right. You know what I'm saying? But if it ain't, I'm really around here running around trying to find the tea, I ain't really. A good time to me is keeping my things in line and supporting the people who support me successfully with no hiccups. That's success to me. I don't wake up looking for the tea. I wake up looking for the bread, the cheese. You dig what I'm saying?
Not the tea, but the biscuits. You know what I'm saying? We ain't looking for the tea, we looking for the biscuits, man. You know what I'm talking about? Them little joints, you know what I mean? Yeah, on everything.
But I always want to be in position to, even when I ain't really dropping jewels, like I try to be more reciprocate. I try to reciprocate more than people who on my level because I know how hard it is to get people to reciprocate and help build you when they already up there. People always willing to work with you when they ain't got the status, but when they get the status already, they be like, all right, whatever I got here, you know what I'm saying, this and that. I'm always willing to put in the work with those who willing to put in the work, but you got to understand what you're getting into. You know, when I bring my younger streamers, I tell them, like, hey, you want the support of me, you want me in there, you need to be engaging. You need to be in the camera. You need to be moving like you want to be a success. It don't matter if you new or not. Move like how you want to be there. Because I'm not coming in there supporting you, looking at no ceiling, this and that and the third, and you feel like, oh, well, just because I've been in your chat and did something, this and that and the third, like, nah, I want to see what I'm supporting. Like, I got to know you're going to be here for a while. The things that you're doing let me know that I don't know if you're going to make it. You need to be engaged. You need to be in the camera showing face. You need to be doing all these things, and then I'm gonna feel better about, you know what I'm saying? Because when you came in my stream, I'm in here. You looking at me. You can laugh at me. I'm funny.
No,
you can get in there. You gotta do your part. That's something
I'm big on that. Like I'll pop up to certain shows. I like to do as many feature shows and just shows that's up and coming. I like to support by being a guest. You know what I'm saying? I like to do that. So sometimes I'll be in there and I'll be tripping, right? Because they got people, people will show up to these people's show, and it's so important to them. Solid ground is so important to me that if someone shows up and they laying in bed, man, you got to get up out of here. I'm sorry. We finna rearrange it. I'm not going for that part. You got to be in the camera. I'm gonna try to be as nice as possible, but I might just break it down. Like, well, so moving on to the next guest, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's not as important to you as it is to me, then we don't even need to be, coming together. And people will swear that you changed. Understand that with growth, you're going to change. I used to unload the truck in the warehouse. Now I'm pulling the truck up. You feel what I'm saying? And watching you unload it. Yeah, I changed. My position changed in life.
And that's what you went from a hustler to an entrepreneur to a businessman. You know what I'm saying? You evolved on that level. So it's like I was telling somebody, like, all right, when I want somebody just as obsessed with what their craft is as I am about mine. Like, if my cameraman, guess what? Even if you ain't got the camera, you need to be talking to me. Hey, you seen that new camera that's coming out next month? They got this, that, third. It's like, oh, that he really about that. He could tell you everything about every lens. You can go to him. That's all he talking about. He leads. So guess what? When it's time for me to need some camera work, I'm coming straight to him, and I ain't got to look over my shoulder or motivate him because he all about this. I don't want to have to motivate you every morning. I don't want to have to motivate you to stream every morning telling you it's going to pay off every day. Like, when you gonna actually get up and do it? Because as soon as you're gonna become a hindrance, and I'm not going. The first chance I get to dump you or leave you, that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because we growing apart. You don't even feel you. Because if you don't respect how I'm telling you to get it, then that means that you don't respect my work. You don't respect what I'm doing to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. Like, you gotta respect how I'm getting, and if you respect how I'm getting, and you trying to do the same thing, you're gonna bring that same respect to what you're doing.
And that's real. That's really than real. That's really than real deal, Holyfield, right? And so let me ask you this, bro. What advice would you give, you know what I'm saying, to the young individuals who are passionate about music and film or streaming and considering a career in any of those fields?
Hey, well, without motivation, you will never start. Without consistency, you never finish. You know what I'm saying? You got to remain consistent. Those were Denzel Washington words, not mine. I don't know where he got them
Hold
from,
on,
but
drop it again though. Drop it again though. What was
without
that?
motivation, you will never start. But without consistency, you will never finish. You dig what I'm saying?
Talk
So
about it.
it's like you gotta be able to be consistent. Even times like this where the app is real slow and you may feel like my views running slow. Ain't nobody dropping nothing. I've been looking at the same point for 2 or 3 days. My people this, that, and the third. I don't know. Like man, remain consistent. Talk about something else because one thing about it, how you got your mind set up is gonna be your approach and how you approach situations could make it easier or harder to deal with. If you're online with a negative attitude, it's gonna be
You
hard.
setting up an obstacle for yourself.
Right, you
You
feel me?
setting up an
Like
obstacle that ain't even near.
5 minutes, not 5 minutes to you seem like an hour and 5 minutes because you got an attitude for 5 minutes. You know, seen 3 people walk into your stream and none of the three gift you, and maybe one or two of them usually hit you with something. So now you like, ugh. Now you want to tell the supporter, well, you come in here, bro. I don't see you drop 2, 3 dragons, and then it's just like everything bothering you. You feel what I'm saying? But if you have the attitude of gratitude, you know what I'm saying, and just coming in open minded, even if that may be the case, it's not moving you to the point where you know it change your emotions or it change your tune. You just take it. And guess what? When you keep that same energy, watch a blessing follow. Sometimes we turn our blessings off because we allow things to change our mood and change our frequency because we so far in our head. You can't be like that. I can't be mad at people that somebody's like I can't be mad at somebody because they ain't do nothing because I'm really mad at my situation ain't going how I want to. So now I'm like, what's up, Ring my bell? How you doing?
Bro,
Yeah, man. People
we
in here
got
just
the
I don't even
same
know what's going
24
on today.
hours. We got the
Yeah.
same 24 hours. You just choose to do something different with yours than I choose to do with mine. You know what I'm saying? We got the same 24, baby. You understand me?
So hey, remain consistent. You know what I'm saying? Keep your attitude, and it's okay to elevate and separate. You dig what I'm saying? Because guess what? Sometimes people ain't gonna always move, but sometimes they may catch up. Sometimes they may have a part of their journey where they may move faster than you and move past you. It's like, man, it's done been people who look at me and like, yeah, don't want to give me game, and now they coming to me to get game. They was here before me. What I'm supposed to do? Remember that you ain't never put me on, or go ahead and give you the game and be the way that I'm supposed to be. Because I want somebody. If it don't happen to me, it'll happen for somebody close to me. You never know. You never know who you gonna meet to put you in a position to put on. So how did I treat you when you ran across me? I could have been an a-hole to you and been like, yeah, whatever, this and that and the third. But instead, I was humble. I ain't make nothing of it. And guess what? A year later, you in a position to return the favor. You know what I'm saying? You put me on in a major way. Let me give you a real life example. So Eddie Griffin, he was opening up for in the comedy show. I think it was in Louisiana, Texas, just before Master P got on. Now they asked Eddie Griffin to approve the opening acts. He ain't knew who Master P was, so he told Master P to come in the back of the dressing room and rap for him. He said he didn't really care for Master P rap, but he brought a lot of energy and this, that, and the third. So he told Master P that he could open up for him. Fast forward, Master P and No Limit going crazy. Eddie Griffin got his first $1 million check from Master P for doing the movie Foolish. All because of Master P appreciated the fact that Eddie Griffin allowed him to open up for him.
And that's real talk.
He wasn't nobody. You know what I'm saying? So that's how things come full circle. You never know.
Yeah.
You just got to do the deed. You dig what I'm saying?
Yep. He seen who he was and seen him for who he was. You know what I'm saying? Now, Hefe, check this out, Hefe. You know what I'm saying, man? I really appreciate you pulling up and sharing that incredible story, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you really, this is a highlight for Solid Ground. And it was very, very inspirational for me. I know we can go 2 hours with this. So we're going to design something a little further down the line. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, feature show coming very, very soon. You know, dig? So check this out, man. Go ahead and plug yourself, bro. Let us know where we can find you.
On here, hit me with that fave. You ain't got me fave. Big Play Hefe, number 6 on the app. You dig what I'm saying? Still climbing higher. I just created a TikTok. I just got the amount of followers to be able to stream on there. Y'all follow me on IG, Big Play Hefe. Y'all can see what's going on. Feel free to come to my live. You know, I don't encourage the box, which I should, but feel free to just come and hop in the box and talk to me and chill out. Like I do like good conversation. All right, it's good. It's all good, she. I do like good conversation. I don't be as proactive with it in my stream, but I'm always dropping jewels if you want to pick it up. You feel me? So it's
100.
all good.
I really appreciate it because when Nikki came through, she was like, "Look, man, he ain't even really told his story," and I was like, to me, I'm like, "Yo, you know what? That right there speaks volumes for me." You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we most definitely gonna get it in. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I
Appreciate you
mean?
for
So
having me. Appreciate you for having me, bro. Everybody in the comments, I appreciate the time. Appreciate y'all lending me y'all ears. I hope y'all continue to have a great Sunday. I tap in. I got all y'all saved. If I don't, I think I got everybody here saved. You did, everybody.
yeah, that part.
You
And we
thank you.
gonna be tuned in, bro. Appreciate you, gang.
Appreciate you.
Salute to that. Everybody, man, check this out. This is solid ground. You know what I'm talking about? Every single Sunday, we are here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all just heard from Hefe. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all just heard from Big Play Hefe, Top Bass Big Play Hefe. You know what I'm saying about, you know, his passion in music and film. You know what I mean? And I'm looking, you know what? Hopefully, you know, maybe you can use me in one of your films, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think I can act. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure I can play some type of role, even if I'm just quiet, like a bouncer. You know what I'm saying? Count me in, man. I'm with it, man. You know, I ain't gonna cry about the 1,500 like Chris Tucker, y'all. I'm gonna take the 1,500. Hey, shout out to everybody that came through, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everything up in this joint. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody that came through, man. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, hey, I ain't gonna do nothing but put it on tag. I'm gonna swipe it. I promise you I'm gonna swipe it, bro. On everything. I'm going black VIP. You know what I'm saying? We gonna I'm with, yeah, you know what I mean? But hey, man, for real, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody coming through. This is solid ground, you know what I'm talking about? I'm your host, Respectfully Solid, one of the most solid men on the app. Y'all stay tuned for the big feature tapping out. Y'all come celebrate with me as soon as it hit, though. We gonna keep it like that, though. You dig? Yay, yay.